And we are live. Welcome to another rendition of Stack Your Live. I'm Matt from the Matt Clausen YouTube channel. I'm joined by RJ. RJ, how are you today?
You know what? I'm doing well tonight, Matt. You know, we got memberships live today, which has been a lot of fun. So, a lot of stress on my part, being the person to do a lot of the background work. So, it's been stressful, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got here. Let's have a little bit of a party tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking of memberships, we are going through members. These are on the Stack Your Points side. So you can join the Stack Your Points membership. We have 3 tiers. We have silver, we have gold, we have diamond. We took inspiration from Hilton, apparently. We've got Spaithco joining us as a member. We've got Double Animal Fries joining us as a member. Got Keith S joining us as a member. Robert J, Ron, Henry in Louisville, AP. Hi, Little Bear.
Dad, what are you doing?
Doing something on the internet, kiddo. We've got Dr. Krams joining us. Dr. Vinny Boombots mentioned doing a 6-hour live tonight. That is not going to be possible, sir. My apologies. Stephen Walter joining us as a member. Mike Newland joining us as a member. Mitch 528 as a member. Mike Newland is also gifted 20 memberships.
Matt, you
And
go down.
there he is.
I'll hold it down for a minute. So everyone, welcome in. As you can tell, Matt is doing a little bit of dadding as we're recording tonight. So if things are a little bit all over the place, bear with us. Matt is not home, and he is still doing his duties. So we appreciate him. But I want to thank Mike. Thank you for the memberships, and thank you to everyone who signed up as well. We're very happy with the community we built, and we're hoping this helps us build out a little bit more. And I'm looking forward to the extra work of getting everything up. So I'm very excited. But yeah, so things will probably over the next week sort of settle in for the memberships. Usually you would get the cut sections for the questions and for the topics. That did not happen on Tuesday night because it took a little while because Descript was being pain in my butt. So you got the 2 full things, but you'll get the questions as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're excited for that. Hunter, yeah, the podcast is going well, and we're happy to have you. Anybody watching on Matt's side, please feel free to just subscribe to the podcast, even if you don't want to join a membership yet. The main show, so the Wednesday show, the Friday show, that's always going to be free. So if you're worried that membership's going to put that behind a paywall, it will not put that behind a paywall. Members get early access, they get some exclusive stuff, but it is not a situation where you're not going to get sort of cast out. Rodrigo, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you. We appreciate it. It is a situation that took us about a year to get to, and we're happy to be here. We're happy to have this milestone having been reached so we can go forward. And then we'll go from there. I am deeply enjoying watching Matt have to dad during this, and I'm sure he is enjoying it perhaps less than I am, but it is very funny to me. So yeah, Matt, in fact, does have legs in an upper torso. So there is that. He's also technically not in the cave. So there is also that.
Yeah, I'm in a different location this evening. This will be fun.
So yes, but I hit Rodrigo. He did the $1.99. He did our first, technically as we're being live, super chat. So we definitely appreciate that, Rodrigo.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo, for that. Just highlighting some chats here. So yeah, just gonna hang out and enjoy my life here. Sorry,
maybe a little bit shorter tonight for poor Matt's sanity, but we'll see.
We'll see. Just going through. it's a slow news day. It's a slow news week. So we did have that. The only thing I noticed was, we do have Seabass joining us for the Dad Fund. Yeah, 60% of the hosts of Stack Your Points are
Yeah,
our
they are.
parents. So we'll elevate my mic a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to hide what's in the background.
I think they need to elevate, like turn your mic up, not like.
Yes, sorry. I elevated my mic volume. My kid's favorite toy besides me, stuffed animals. She also has a large collection of dolls.
Thank you.
And keep throwing $1.99 for the 1 year and monetization. Yep. Soft monetization. We've got memberships now, which we're happy about. I'm gonna sit.
Sitting is good.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. Comment delay. Sorry. No worries. So yeah, we're happy about that. We've got a new project in the works, something not related to credit cards, so we're looking forward to that as well.
Yes.
And the holiday week, so I wasn't expecting too much major news aside from Chase deciding that business referrals are for new businesses only, which is a decision. Although not really a bad one. I can't fault them for it.
I mean, the thing with their referral system is, Mike with another 20. Mike, you are a gentleman and a scholar. The thing with referrals is most of the time they are the thing people hate about YouTubers, right? Like if you're going to give criticism to credit card YouTubers, it's because of the amount of referrals they generate for themselves. So I feel like from a community standpoint, like the people who get a lot of referrals are going to be pissed, but I actually think the community as a whole, because that is down, so maybe creators will talk about other cards. I've gotten like 4 referrals. Most of them have nothing to do with anything other than the kindness of strangers. But it's not a huge part of my strategy, but it is a huge part of some other people's strategies who do YouTube. So I do wonder if maybe the community will have a different opinion as referral links get cut back.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it adjusts. But folks complained all the time that YouTubers only do this for referrals or affiliate marketing. I can tell you, I don't get any affiliate. I have gotten maybe 2 or 3 referrals overall on the business side, and so I'm not super worried about it. New to Chase business makes it somewhat more incentivized. We could also see them change it to new for business and give out higher rewards for those who bring in new business. So, there's always that possibilities. Rewards right now are 10,000 points for a little while, then they jumped it back to 20,000 points. If you're trading 40,000 points for a new member, that's not a bad deal.
For all of the new members, so if you just became a member and you're in the Stack Your Points Discord, please make sure you go under the housekeeping tab. There's a channel called Membership Roles, and click the one for silver. That will give you access in the Discord to the channel where all of the early videos get posted. And if you are a member of Gold or Diamond and you click that, you will get the access to the channels for Gold or Diamond members. So make sure, again, if you are already a member of the Discord, you go there. If you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord and then go to the Membership Roles tab so you can get your membership perks that way. I tried to do it automated, but you have to connect your YouTube to Discord, and that seemed to not be working quite as easily as I was hoping. So let's see. Do y'all ever think credit cards will devalue so much that people will just abandon? I don't think there's a better alternative. Like even if points and miles devalue, there's cashback, right? Like, and yes, there are some times where cashback does devalue. But points and miles devaluing, I think, would just push people to cashback. I don't think it would push people out of credit cards.
Yeah, I don't think we'd see that push out. If you're looking for other strategies for higher like rates of return, you're going to see folks go back into bank bonuses and trying to push those heavily. Folks will
Which I think
find
would
ways.
shut down bank bonuses. Like that's
Probably.
the thing. Is the reason the bank bonuses are high is because the banks want you to use their accounts because they get to use your money while you're not doing anything with it. So as soon as people start as soon as enough people start churning bank accounts, they're just gonna cut the bonuses because that's not profitable for them at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw some of that starting to get curbed not too long ago. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. But I don't think we're going to see credit cards devalue to that point or see people abandon credit cards. You'll just see folks switch over to cashback and try to utilize even more pieces to the game. So like restaurant loyalty clubs, Upside would make a big play. More folks would worry about Rakuten and Top Cashback and all of that. So there's folks who are going to make some plays. Yeah, QC man, Mike's handing them out, and I appreciate that. Flying Turtles, thank you, sir. We got Rex dropping a $4.99 super chat for us, who says, "How do you know when someone has used your Chase referral? In the app, you're going to get if you go to the card in question." And you see a new random 20,000 points, you probably got that you didn't get to do a welcome offer on or anything like that. You probably got it through a referral.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where I know Amex sends you a thing like, hey, somebody used your referral code. But I don't know for Chase how they do it. Typically the community will just put their referral code wherever and try to get as many people to sign up. Most people don't do that. Most people will give the code to somebody. So there's not a great back end to just figure it out because the banks are for some bit assuming you know who you've given your code to.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely it's not entirely without risk to put yours there because I have heard of people who've given referral links to people who have done some manufactured spend also getting their accounts reviewed. So putting your links on Reddit may not be 100% safe just to get those referrals if that person is going to do nefarious things.
Yeah. And before the points land, I have never gotten a notification from Chase when somebody has successfully used my referral. They just show up like a Christmas present.
Oh. QC man.
QC man with the
chat love.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Kirby, points and miles might get killed if the government caps interest rates. Might be nice for those in debt, bad for our small niche. Certainly possible. I want to see them pass that bill first, which they're never going to. So
yes, it might dampen it, but that means a lot of casual people, like the people who are casual in the way that we are not, will get out. If they get out, that in the long term is going to make less lounge, there'll be less people in lounges. All of those things that we talk about would happen. Redemptions would be harder for a while, but we would ride that storm out, right? So, some good, some bad. Again, they're not passing that bill, though.
Yeah. Clinton Woodward says he's seriously reconsidering his loyalty to Chase at this point, given the CSR changes. Not that he was all that loyal to begin with. It's going to be a process. We're still early in the, anger, acceptance,
3
bargaining.
cards before. I think that might have been a miscalculation by Chase. I think they expected the CSR to hit better. So when the CSR didn't hit better, they don't have the Flex, the Freedom Unlimited, in the CSP changes ready to go. I think if they had done all 4 cards together within a couple of weeks, or announced, hey, we're going to do this card here, this card here, this card here, and this card here, I think it would be better. I think the problem is because the CSR didn't land the way they expected it to, they need to make other changes. I think they have other changes planned, but they don't necessarily have the timeline locked to be able to make those changes in a way that's going to make people happy or let people know these changes. Like, we're presuming all 3 cards change. They might not.
Yeah,
but
that's
they probably will. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that they're caught a little flat-footed here.
Which is kind of on them. AP saying, yo, hit the like button, folks. Absolutely. I see 42 people across both streams. So definitely throw some likes. If you're watching on my stream, jump over to the Stack Your Points stream. If you haven't subscribed already, we're pushing our way to 1,000 now. 1,000 is the next goal. That means we start getting that sweet, sweet AdSense money.
Yes.
And I'm just waiting until an intern at Chase to create a scrubber for Reddit referrals. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be high on an intern's list, but possibly. We got John R joining us. Thank you, John. Keith, I'm definitely going through the 5 stages of grief with what Chase did to the CSR. Yep.
And if you'd like to hear more about Keith's thoughts on his 5 stages of grief, if you become a member, if you become a member at least the gold level, you can have access to the members only Discord channel where Keith very articulately described the 5 stages of grief that he was in with this card. So if you'd like to hear more, you can.
Absolutely. Definitely check that out. And quickest way to find our Discord now is just stackyourpoints.com. Gives you a link right on over. Rygrex Hunter asks, do we have data to suggest that the CSR hasn't landed well? So data, pure data, no. Anecdata, look all over Reddit, look at the reaction on any of our videos that have posted in the last like 2.5 weeks about the Sapphire Reserve changes. I know when the changes were announced, I did like day of lives, day of recording. Folks were not particularly happy about the changes that came, especially the 3x travel dropping to 1x. You do see conversations on Reddit. You do see conversations in comment boxes here. Credit card focused discords are also, kind of dealing with what's transpired with the CSR. So I don't think we don't have pure data in terms of loss of subscribers to the card. We don't have pure data in terms of lack of signups for the card, because we've seen signups. I've seen like anecdata about signups and folks like being able to get the welcome offer or not getting the welcome offer. So, we don't have pure data. We're going to find out the pure data in the Q3 call, which will be in Q3 ends in September. Q3 call will be in October. Mm-hmm. The first real challenge for data is going to be the first quarter that the refresh of the American Express Platinum comes out. And when we see that and we see some number of cancellations of the card or some number of, if you see something where like Q1 of 26, American Express on their earnings call says 3% of our new signing 3% of the new people who have signed up for the American Express Platinum came from canceling the Sapphire Reserve, then, Chase is going to have a hard time of it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with sort of do you have hard data is the only people who have hard data is Chase. Yeah. Like, it's anecdotes are really the only thing we have here, right? Like, we can have, the stats we see, the people we know, sort of the temperature of the room, but until Chase does an earnings call or Amex does an earnings call or whoever, we just don't know. Lounge access is great. I pay for it on 4 different cards right now. I don't pay for 4 different cards for lounge access, but I have it there. It depends. Like, if you fly Delta, it's a lot. I feel like Delta is the easiest to get a wide variety of lounge access because of Sky Club and Centurion. It depends. It depends on where you're flying. It depends on what cards. It depends on your lifestyle. every card, I feels like every card has priority pass. So if you have a good priority pass lounge that you can get away with, it's a lot easier to use the priority pass network because so many cards give it to you versus, you know, a Centurion or a Chase lounge or whatever.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I'm going to do eventually with regard to the Sapphire Reserve and kind of premium credit cards, the premium cards in general is, you know, used to be, it was significantly easier to get netted out to zero or net positive for yourself. But you should have, if your idea is to always get net positive, that's probably going away. And you should start to have a comfort number of what your net, like what net out of pocket is okay for you for something like the Sapphire Reserve. Because if you're going to use the travel credit, right, that's net for $4.95 out of pocket. You know, and if you were willing to pay $250 out of pocket, are you willing to pay $4.95? If you're still okay with it, I would argue keep the card. From there, if you start paying for, if you start using Apple Music and Apple TV, you know, it's up to you if you want to count that as $250, another $250 off the card. I'm not here to judge that for you. But if you do, and you do count it, now you're telling yourself it's $245. Is $245 an okay number for you? And then you go on to the next credit that you use of the next credit. Maybe you net out to zero. Maybe you net out to, you know, $60 out of pocket or something like that. But there's going to have to be a number going forward where maybe you're not netting out zero anymore, or you're netting out positive. But how far down are you willing to go out of pocket? And that might be the best way to kind of justify it to yourself.
It's okay. Here's the thing, and this is not always the most popular opinion, but it is one that I feel like I've been consistent on. Matt can call me out if I'm not. It's okay to pay for a credit card. If that card gives you benefit, like, it's okay that you don't use every credit. It's okay that, like, it's just a card. Like, my Platinum card, thankfully, pencils out for me. If I had to pay $50 a year for the Platinum for everything it gives me that are quote intangibles, I would do it, right? Like, the idea that every credit card should like give you thousands of dollars, like that's a YouTuber myth. That's a credit card community myth, right? The people that are telling you that every single card they have is a positive value completely, and they're not counting the points it's generating, they're not counting referrals, they're not counting all of that. Either they've got a lot of zero annual fee cards, or they're lying. Like, those are really the only two options. If there is a third option, I would love to see the math on it. But most cards, even if we say, okay, I'm going to use the Uber credit and I'm going to pencil that off, there might be a month, depending on your life, where you just don't use the Uber credit that month. And guess what? It's okay. Like, you're also getting points from these cards, and we don't tend to calculate that into our math, right? But again, not every card is going to always be for you after a refresh. The CSR a month ago might have been perfect for you. The CSR now might not be. Vice versa. The CSR a month ago might not have been the right card for somebody that it is now. So as things change, as cards change, we have to readjust. Think of the CSR like a new card. Would you apply for it in the state it's going to? Do it that way. It'll help some of that disconnect, I think, because it's a new card. It is functionally a brand new card.
Yep. Nope, absolutely. Stephen M dropped us a $4.99 super chat, so thank you very much. He asked, City Trifecta thoughts. Can you still get a 1 cent per point? I know for certain right now, yes. There's a point in July where it's going to drop to 0.8 cents per point on the Strata Premier. If you move your points, or your points are pooled together, and you cash out on if you have a double cash or custom cash, you're going to be able to cash out for 1 cent per point. But the Premier is going to drop. That is my understanding.
What is okay, this is how disconnected I am from City. Matt, what is the City Trifecta?
City Trifecta is composed of 3 cards. You have the City Double Cash, which is your flat two times point earning card. 1 time point when you buy something, 1 time point when you pay. That's kind of the workhorse card of the setup. You've got the City Strata Premier, which is their mid-level travel card. Supposedly they're coming out with the City Strata Elite at some point, but I don't believe it. I'm believing it less and less every day. $95 annual fee. That is the move your points out to City's transfer partners. It gets you 3 times points on select travel. Hotels and airlines are highlighted. 5 times points in the portal for flights, I think. 10 times points in the portal for hotels and rental cars. 3 times points on gas, grocery, and dining. So that's their city. That's their Chase Sapphire Preferred. And then you have the City Custom Cash, which is a specialist card where you get 5 times thank you point earning cards on the first $500 of spend in the category of your choosing out of like 12 categories. City automatically tracks it. So a lot of folks will just use that card for one category at a time. A lot of folks will also hold multiple custom caches and devote those custom caches to various spend categories.
People hold multiple custom caches? I've never heard of that before, Matt.
Welcome to credit card world. It's a crazy, hairy place. I know your sarcasm,
no,
but
I appreciate it. Just City is one bank that I have zero interest in, mostly because I use a lot of mobile wallet, and City thinks mobile wallet is fraud in every circumstance, it seems like. And also just as I like to say, I was created in a lab to like Amex. So here I am. It is me. I am the Amex lady. So yeah, no, if the ecosystem works for you, City actually can be a really good ecosystem in terms of what the cards can do. The problem is, I think those cards in 6 months are going to look radically different with AA and what's going to happen with AA. So like Matt said, if you put them to a card that can get 1 cent per point right now, you can, but that's life is changing.
I still don't believe they're going to land the nuclear plan until they do.
Well, they have the AA cards they're getting, so that's also going to change things, I think.
Yes, that will probably do some work. Rodrigo, really quick to answer your question. My understanding on the wording of the ink referrals going forward is they have to be brand new to Chase customers, not anyone who previously held it. Like if you cancel an ink card to kind of drop yourself from 1 to 0, making yourself a new customer, Chase is aware of it, and I don't think that you'll get the bonus. If you want to experiment with it, you're more than happy to, be the data point you want to see. Seabass, you're not seeing those videos because there's only like 4 of us, and we're not sure what we're doing in terms of canceling the Sapphire Reserve.
I mean, I think the thing with the Sapphire Reserve is because there's 4 months before it takes effect, there's less, I need to cancel it now. Like, there's just less of that. So I do think that comes into effect. I think if those videos come out, they're going to come out 2 weeks before the changes are into effect or at the renewal point for people. I don't like Amex. When the platinum refreshes, the platinum is refreshing and you get maybe a week before it changes. Chase made the decision to give 4 months.
Yeah, which is poor form. Like we can't make the decision whether or not we're going to keep or cancel just because we don't have the benefits now. The folks who have the benefits just got the cards. So for them, it's, speed run, get as many of the benefits as you can. And I guess they're probably going to downgrade in a year. For those of us who hold the card, who have to wait until October, we have to wait until October. So a lot of folks who are going to be waiting until October also hold the platinum card. And when the platinum refresh is announced, the refresh on the platinum could very well make some folks just go, all right, I'm out, because of how much better the platinum refresh could be.
Yeah. I mean, and the Amex is refreshing the platinum. They're also potentially introducing a higher level Delta card. And you would imagine the Delta Reserve would get at least some things shuffled at that point. Even if it's not a full refresh, some things could be shuffled. So the thing with Amex is Amex has time, and Amex has enough thing, and you could potentially do the green at the same time. So I agree. I think people are waiting to see what Amex does. Amex is also going to bring in more YouTube views. Like the gold card is going to bring in more YouTube views than the CSR. Like It just is.
So will the platinum, and so would a refresh green, depending on what they do with the refresh green. Keith, define cancel. For
We
me, it
don't
might
know.
be downgrade, but I don't know, because you do have that easy to use option. So I don't see myself getting rid of my Sapphire Reserve yet, but I also can't use the benefits on it right now. So we'll see.
We also don't know, like, people will put into the chat that they're canceling the card. We don't always know if they mean they're canceling it or downgrade. Like, a lot of it is just what we see online. So there's not necessarily a good way for us to follow up on that.
Mm-hmm. AP, I'm not sure. Do you have a mental cap on annual fees? Like, if you gross 50K, is it prudent to spend 1,500 on annual fees, even if you make it work? That's going to be an individual question. Like, for me personally, no, I'm not even above 700 on my annual fees yet. If I don't know what my line would be, but the cards need to produce value. If they're not producing value of some sort, then you shouldn't be holding the cards. Like, my JetBlue card gives me $50 a year in points, and one trip I justify the card because my check bags are taken care of.
I
For me
think
and all of my companions.
I think we stress way too much about annual fees. Like, and I don't mean stresses and you shouldn't consider them. I look at my annual fees every quarter. I sort of take a look at what I have, what is coming up that quarter, if something's renewing that quarter. Spring tends to be a lot of my annual fees all at once, which is always fun. But the thing is, like, if you make 30,000 a year, but you can use 2 Delta reserves for the companion pass and you get, say, 1,200, quote, 1,200 for each companion pass, it doesn't matter what you make, as long as you can put the, 600 plus out for those 2 cards, right? Like, you're getting enough back where taking 2 flights, quote, taking 1 flight at that point is, quote, paying for your card, right? So what you make is not necessarily tied to your annual fees, depending on your situation and what cards you have. If you have a platinum and a business platinum and you make $25,000 after taxes a year and you don't know what you're doing, like, with those cards, that's different. But if you make 25,000 after taxes a year and have 2 Delta reserves and, can spin those into 2 flights for you and a partner to go do something that you would never be able to do otherwise, and you can justify, like, and those annual fees work for you in your budget, I don't see a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, it really, it's not as simple as, if you make this much, don't spend more than this on annual fees. There are so many cards, there is so much variation.
Yeah. Keith forgot to use his first half Dell credits. Oof. Now they dropped down to 150.
I just bought a record player that'll be here on Tuesday with my Dell credit, because the Audio Technica is on Dell.
There you go. Nice. So many people get sweaty over the annual fees about the credits, never mention that they're getting value when they actually use the card. Yep. Dalton, I don't have any experience with Navy Federal Pledge Loan. As long as you're paying off the loan and you're on time, that should help boost both of your NFCU and credit scores. But don't hold me to that. The best person to talk to about Navy Federal would be Sledge on one of his lives, or use the comments on one of his Navy Federal videos. Sledge will know a lot more than I will. He has experience with Navy Federal. I don't, and I don't want to speak too far out of pocket. AP, always. Kirby G, biggest credit card hot take prediction. I don't have a hot take prediction, but I do think we're going to continue to see pain for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, my hot take prediction is the CSP is going to be a better card than the CSR at the end of this, but I don't know if that's a hot take anymore. Here's a hot take. Matt will hold a CSP in 12 months. That's my hot take.
I can almost guarantee it. but that's because I just recently got a Freedom Flex.
This is true. If you had told yourself a year ago, Matt, if you could go back a year and say, hey, guess what, Matt, from a year ago, you're going to hold a Freedom Flex. How do you think Matt from a year ago would have reacted?
Did they suddenly give you a $500 sign-up bonus?
They did not, in fact, do that.
No. No, me from a year ago would have said you need a damn good reason for it. And I would just say emergent expense, one hit sign-up bonus, 20,000 points. Okay, what are you doing afterwards? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. That's future Matt's problem.
Yeah,
A lot of folks agreeing with you.
It's been occasionally I have a point where people agree and I'm not being contrarian. And here's the thing, Matt will know this. I don't try to be contrarian. Like, I don't seek out popular opinions and try. These are naturally my opinions. Like, this is naturally who I am as a person. It's fun.
Rodrigo, why do you think Chase got rid of the 1.5 floor through the portal on the CSR? Were they losing so much money as compared to occasional high-end points boost? I think part of it is the high-end points boost is being funded by the hotels in the edit. That's a pretty safe bet because they're going so high. Like, Chase guaranteed an all-time high across all of their multipliers with 1.5x, getting 15 cents per point, 15% back effectively by purchasing travel through the Chase travel portal and redeeming at 1.5. Everything else, like the max was after that, the next highest would have been 7.5 for any 5% categories, and then 4.5 for 3% categories. So they're going up to 16. Like, they're raising the bar, but I believe it's being funded by the properties going into the edit and the premium hotel, the premium airline partners. So
money.
If Chase is getting money helps.
They did it for money. Like, also notice that not every hotel participates in the get points on both sides and all of that. Like, the reason the reason the partners are what the partners are is because those are the ones willing to pay for it. So that is part of it. If Chase can make money instead of having everything at 1.5, they also get to control, like, everything, right? They get to decide who the partners are versus, like, they can steer you, right? They can steer you where they want you to go. So I think that's part of it. That steering by turning those partnerships on and off is going to be something Chase is going to have a lot more fun with than just everything is 1.5.
Yeah. I do prefer the 1.5. Sam H senses that Amex is going to nerf the platinum.
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think they actually can nerf it. I do not think nerfing is possible with the platinum with what the platinum is. I think they're going to change it, but how do you actually nerf the platinum other than taking away lounge access? You can change the platinum. You can make the platinum worse. But I think we use here's my hot take. We use the word nerfing too much and wrong. Nerfing the card is fundamentally changing the expected use case for the card, or what most people use the card for. You can't nerf the platinum unless you take lounge access away or majorly change lounge access or take away the 5x on flights without replacing it with like a 2x everything. Like, that is my hot take. We use nerfing wrong and too much.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. I don't know what they're going to do. I couldn't tell you what they'll do with the platinum. The only things I can think of beyond what you said with lounges and 5x would be taking the FHR credit as it is, $200, and making it quarterly.
Yeah, that would be really annoying. But I don't know if the $200 FHR credit is such a major feature. Like, I think most people who have the platinum have it because of 5x on flights and because of
the airline incident would also be
the airline incident. I think those things will hurt it, and I think those features can be nerfed. I do not think the card overall. I don't think FHR unless they took you out of the program. But I don't think FHR or Airline Incidental can nerf the card. They can nerf those features. I don't think it means the card is nerfed. Yes, look, I am this kind of nerd where I am going to have a conversation on the word nerfing in credit cards. This is what you guys became members for.
We appreciate y'all. Mr. Potato asks, are Sony headphones on Dell? I think they are.
I just looked them up. There are no Sony headphones currently on Dell that I saw when I went to Dell. There are Sony sets for video games.
Interesting.
Like the controllers.
So game controllers on Dell, but not headphones. I want to say Bose headphones are still on Dell.
Maybe.
RITS plus CSP greater than CSR for
There's
now.
no way the RITS isn't going to get changed. Like, the only reason they wouldn't be changed is if there's a contract in place with Marriott saying they can't.
Yeah.
And it's more likely Amex is the reason that there's problems.
Yeah, $150 annual fee for 24 months on the Surpass. Yeah, because the first year currently is no annual fee for the first year. Get 8 quarterly $50 credits at the hotel. Multipliers are pretty great and comprehensive. National executive status and perfect for the 50K gross people. Yeah, and 15K in spend, you get another free night. So
the Surpass
Surpass is great.
I think the Surpass is the single best hotel card for most people. Like if we're going to take most people as a term in credit cards, I think the Surpass is the single best card for quote most people.
Yep. Points boost is a way for the providers to sell extra inventory without cutting their list prices to devalue their product. Yeah. I mean, if you're feeling like you're getting a deal at 2 cents per point and you're still willing to pay into that deal, whether through points or points plus cash or points plus cash plus the edit credit or points plus cash plus the edit plus the travel credit. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna sell their rooms. Stephen M, Amex Green Card underrated. Yep. Value for many people.
There's part of me. So here's a little inside baseball in my thoughts. If the Amex Platinum goes up to 1.5 everything, like just they put a 1.5 multiplier on everything, I'm getting rid of the Blue Business Plus and getting the green again. That way I'll have the Platinum at 1.5 everything, 5x on flights. I'll have the green for travel, anything travel related that isn't a hotel for a co-brand, transit, and 3x dining if I want to go straight through Amex instead of Hilton or IHG. Yeah, if they go 1.5, I'll take that 0.5 haircut that the BBP would keep and rock. My platinum would be in my primary wallet at that point and used, like, no question. I would be the joy you would see. Like, what's the opposite of a rant? Because that would be like that's going to be me if they put the platinum to 1.5. Like, it's the opposite of a rant. I'm going to be so insufferable on the podcast because I am going to be so happy. It's going to be great.
Does anyone remember Top Gear when Clarkson, May, and Hammond were hosting? Do you remember the episode where Jeremy Clarkson first got to drive the Bugatti Veyron? And he would just talk nonstop about it. That is going to be RJ when the Platinum becomes her unicorn.
I can't. I'm so excited. Please, Amex, please.
I would temper your expectations.
Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I desperately hope it will just because it's a great way for Amex to make Chase look worse? Yes. That's
fair. Double Doubles question: when you find yourself unexpectedly wanting or needing a new credit card that wasn't on any theoretical roadmap, what's your thought process on pulling the trigger versus not? My first thought process on this is the same, regardless of whether it's on the roadmap or not. Does it provide value? How much value can it provide me? And does it fit in my overall structure? Like, it doesn't make sense for me to go after a city card with, a million point sign up bonus if I'm never going to use city points. Like, yes, I could cash them out for $10,000. That'd be amazing. But like how much how likely am I to jump on that? I don't know, right? Because for 1 million points, I'd need to spend at least $100,000 on the card. So there's that. I don't have a thought process on it, on pulling the trigger versus not. I pull the trigger if it can fill an immediate need, if it can fit into my overall structure, which is primarily Chase, Wells Fargo, and how much value does it provide?
So for me, it's, do I think they're going to approve me? Because I like Chase right now, outside of the IHG weirdness, which I got 3 hard hits on. Thanks, Chase. They approved me, so can't be too mad. But like, I can't apply for anything with Chase, right? Like Amex, I've had all of their charge cards. I literally have had all 6 of their charge cards. Thank you, American Express. But it means like, can I get approved for them? Yes. Can I get a welcome bonus? Probably not. So unless I find a no lifetime language one that'll work, right? So for me, some of it is just like, will I get approved? Do I want this card? I have 5 Amex credit cards. I can't get a 6th. I am not Sledge. I can't have infinite Amex credit cards, which means like, if I want one, I got to wait, or I have to cancel one I have. So it becomes this game of, for me, with the cards I'm interested in, do I have to cancel something to get this? And is it worth that, right? I would love, Matt has heard me talk about this card. I think I love it more than he does, the autograph with Wells Fargo. I love that card, but it will do me no good unless I go to cashback. I can't. There's nothing I can do with that card for my strategy. But I want it, but I won't apply for it because it won't do me any good. But I want it. Really want it. Can't do it.
Chambe Haile Selassie is thinking of downgrading their Amex Platinum to green card since they're not traveling for a while. Should I wait to see how the new updated Platinum will look like? I'd say if you're not traveling.
Like if you're 3 months into your year and you've already paid your annual fee, ride it out until the annual fee comes up again. If you're 2 months away from your annual fee and you don't want to pay it, downgrade.
Yep. Stephen M, gas multiplier on the Platinum would change things big time. Gas multiplier on any of their customer cards would change things big time, especially MR point earning gas. Yeah. It's only the business gold that gets it. Mm-hmm. Joey, when I hear
on the business green and actually give that card a reason to exist other than giving me MR points.
Yep. Platinum plus BizPlat will go to 1.5 catch-all. BBP goes poof. Possible. My standing theory presupposes that Amex is moving away from the terms blue and everyday.
Yeah. Which would really affect the blue cash everyday because it's got 2 of those words right in it.
Yeah, I think that becomes like the cash premier probably. I don't know.
Also, like Amex, just make your cash cards do MR points and then I will have both of them.
Yep. Do you have to wait a couple? No, you can just re-upgrade. They could literally put an upgrade offer in your inbox the day after you do the downgrade.
So I currently hold the no annual fee Sapphire. The no annual fee Sapphire has been a freedom with UR earning points, a freedom unlimited, and there was something else. My anniversary was 3 months ago. Like I moved that card around before I settled where it is. You can move things. Like once you hit the year, things become infinitely easier because Amex seems to be the only one that's like, you don't have to wait the year to do things. Like it's fine. If you want, if it's your choice, we'll let you. I'm waiting desperately to be able to upgrade my Surpass to an Aspire because I love the Surpass, but for where I am, the Aspire is going to be helpful. I get to go to Pennsylvania twice a year to use that credit. You know what? I've traveled worse places for less.
Yep. Rygrex Hunter dropped a $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much. Sorry we're getting to this so late. We're behind on the comments. We always are. Don't know that I can join on my phone. So here's a super chat from 30,000 feet. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it. We know that you were traveling. I want to say you were on Delta. You were on a flight. We know you're on
Delta,
a flight.
I think. Yes.
So greatly appreciated. Flying Ryan, I was going to transition to just the Aeroplan pay yourself back method with churning gone. I don't know if I trust Chase enough to renew my player 2 Aeroplan card. Fair. That's a tough one. I think it's a good play though, the pay yourself back method, especially when they do the transfer bonus and stuff like that. Which design platinum best looking?
The vanilla. Give me that beautiful, clean platinum vanilla any day of the week.
Yep. Happy Dance is the interior on it. That's another way to approach it. Yep. No roadmap. Big purchase. New sub. Let's do it.
I hate having credit cards that I don't have a specific use for. The only reason that the Sapphire is on my not shit list is because it's my only Visa and I occasionally shop at Costco.
Rodrigo, to your question, shaking up the credit card world more, Hyatt going dynamic or Hilton capping the FNCs? Hilton capping the FNCs would just be par for the course. Hyatt going dynamic would ruin Chase.
I don't know if it would ruin Chase. I think it would create a lot of videos, and I think most quote normal people would just be like, "Oh, it's 17,000 instead of 15,000 on this night. Weird. Let me move 17,000 points over." I think we are so consternated about Hyatt going dynamic. I think most quote normal people are just like, "Huh, it's more points." Like I think YouTube will lose their fucking mind. I think most normal people would not. I think if you asked 10 people who have stayed at a Hyatt who are quote normal in the last 6 months, what category and what the awards chart looks like for Hyatt, 3 might be able to answer. And I'm talking people not in credit card discords. You know what I mean?
I would say 9 out of 10 normal people just pay cash, regardless.
Also that. There is also that. On a Disney card.
Ooh.
I had to hurt you a little bit.
Damn. As if tonight wasn't crazy enough. So 9 out of 10 people, I think, pay cash. The 10th person probably wouldn't care as long as they have the ability to do the points. I do think Hyatt going dynamic would allow Chase to just like cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, and you'll just see amazing Chase or ultimate reward point earning cards.
Do you think if Hyatt goes dynamic, Chase is going to make a stronger bid to woo Marriott from Amex?
They would have to.
Because it kind of feels like as soon as Marriott can leave Chase and go back to the loving embrace of Amex, they're going to.
Well, fully go to, because it was SPG that was their ticket in. So like Marriott never got to do the full embrace with Amex.
No.
Now they would really change the game. Yeah, it would change the game. I just don't know how meaningfully. Hot take: Hilton business card is better than a BBP. More people should hold the Hilton card as a catch-all. Yeah, that's fair.
The Hilton business is my primary catch-all when I'm not working a sub. Absolutely. It's a great card. Because I get the same as a 2.5 Amex card without having to wait for a bonus. Like, yeah, the transfer bonuses Amex to Hilton can be higher, but I don't want to be beholden to when that happens.
Yep. Henry, I'm not sure that these are the only things you change. You're going to see like the Saks credit probably get swapped for another credit, for a new credit. You'll probably see some other credits get moved around. You'll also see the FHR credit probably move to a 2-night minimum as well.
I have a hard time believing they would cut Delta Sky Club completely. I think there's too much synergy with Delta and Amex in terms of how those cards work. It would be something.
If I remember correctly, the initial changes that they announced that they had to walk back pretty quickly had the Amex Platinum at 6 visits. I think you're going to see that. You might see that cut down to 6.
I think there'll be caps. I don't think they're going to completely say no.
Yeah. Keith, I kept that on for probably 2 seconds too long, but I understand that rage from you, but we're going to move around. Is Amex Optima card a rumor or a real thing in the works? So Optima is a card that existed. It was a card for reestablishing your relationship with American Express if you did something bad. I'm not aware of Optima coming back like as a publicly available card, but but Optima is still a card that is around. If you're talking about a card above the Platinum but below the Centurion, yeah, I don't think they're going to call it Optima though. It would make more sense to call that like a Legionnaire card. But
Yeah, I'm interested in if the only reason I have a hard time believing they're going to put something above the Platinum is how strong the Platinum is to their brand in general.
Yeah.
And like just from a marketing perspective, how strong the Platinum is used, and bringing something else in, I think, is a challenge. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying I think it's a challenge.
Yeah, it'd be a very unique option for them. Mr. Potato chiming in with the Platinum card annual fee goes to $8.95 and the 1x to 2x or even 1.5 would be interesting. Yeah, that would. I'm sure people would pay far more than $200 more in annual fee to get 2x everything.
I would pay $1,000. I would. Maybe I'm overpaying. Keith, you're not normal, but guess what? Neither are Matt and I. Like nobody in these lives. I'm sorry to break this to you. You're not normal. That's okay. Like it's full. I have been in rooms with people who smoke cigars. You start getting them talking about cigars. Suddenly they're not normal. Like any hobby where you're invested, eventually you're not going to be normal.
Yeah.
That is the
Devo's true. There's a rumor. It's true that there's a rumor. True about a card, we don't know yet.
It'd be interesting. I just want Delta Silver on one so I can go down to one card.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening. It might happen. I doubt it. It might.
I mean, if it's $1,200, like that's the thing is with Delta right now, you hold 2 cards, you get Delta Silver. Like they know people do that, right? So putting it on one card for the same annual fee, because then it's consolidating the amount of people are going to do. So it'll be interesting. Who knows?
Yeah. Chambe, thank you guys. What do you think the Advantage Executive Card 100,000 mile offer? It's a strong offer. Like 100,000 AA miles is awesome. Like you can do some pretty good damage with that. But the card itself is really great at getting you into Admirals clubs, and that's about it. Like you earn 4x points on American Airlines stuff, on American Airlines flights. You earn a good chunk on like hotels booked through American Airlines portal and rentals booked through their portal. I think you earn those categories. Don't 100% know. Not doing real-time follow-up. My apologies. But then it's just 1x base. Like you don't get anything for food. You don't get anything for travel. You don't get anything for groceries. You don't get anything else. Like it is airlines, stuff in their portal and nothing else. So like you're going to need some cards to augment it. And like it got refreshed late 23, either late 23 or early 24. Right. Around the time that I was either starting my channel or like, yeah, I want to say it was around the time I was starting my channel. So late 23, they may have to do like a mid-step refresh on that card just because of bringing in the Barclays cards and reformatting the entire lineup. Because right now, airlines seem to be taking a no annual fee, 150, 350, and 600 plus annual fee approach. That's Delta's approach. United just copied it, and American very much wants in on the credit card spend aspect of things. So they're going to probably reformat their cards to do 0, 150, 350, 650.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Matt.
Yep.
If you had a card, $1,000 annual fee, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll break the 4-digit barrier on a consumer card. You have 2 options. It's $1,000 and it's 1x everything, but you get perks. Like you get and like legit perks. So like mosaic something. I don't know JetBlue enough to pick a mosaic, but some form of status, legit hotel statuses. Maybe you get diamond with Hilton or something else, right? Like really solid perks, but it's 1x everything. Or you get 2.5 or 3x, but it's a straight 1,000. There's no credits, there's no perks, but there's no cap on the 3x. Do you go and just get all of your perks taken care of, or do you go and get the magic unicorn that is 3x all of the things? But you're paying $1,000 and you have no way to get it back other than using the points.
That is really hard.
I know. Maybe I'll have to make that a topic on the show.
I feel like we're going to do a topic similar to that before we did the all question mailbag.
No, mine is I want to say it's 2,000. It's spoiler. It's like a $2,000 card, and I gave you parameters because Lonnie mentioned it a couple weeks ago. So it's slightly different. It's actually quite different, but it is sort of design your own adventure. But this one is all the perks but 1x, or great earning on everything, but no perks, no credits to track. You do have that going for you. The other card has, the bells and whistles, but everything is
1x. Depending on the rest of the line, like if there was a Wells Fargo card that was $1,000, it was just 1x, but it got you like all sorts of crazy shit, I could probably sign up for that because of all the other like categories that I'm getting out of my Wells Fargo setup, right? Wells Fargo, I could make that deal. 1x, give me all the perks. Could I do it with Chase? I don't know. So it's essentially the deal with the Platinum with American Express, essentially.
Here's my question is like, does it matter what ecosystem it's in if it's the perks card, right? Like it matters in my view, it matters for the 3x, but does it matter for the 1x? Because if you're getting, say I get Delta Gold with it, like we're shooting for the fences, right? I get Delta Gold on it. Nothing says I have to use it to book my Delta flights, right? Like, so having the card gives me Delta Gold, I'm all set. Like, you know what I mean? Like for the perks card, I don't think it matters. The ecosystem matters less, in my opinion. The 3x though, it matters, because what are you going to do with those points?
I see you there. If I cash out the 3x at 1 cent per point, I'm getting 3% on everything. So that's nice. 1x, but the perks. So my only argument would just be like, perks are great. This can't be the only card.
Anything about cashing out points? I never said that you could cash out points. Maybe it's Amex and you get 0.6 for every point for cashing out, Matt. Nobody said you could cash points out. This is me creating this scenario. Okay.
Since you're doing that, then I have to go with the perks card because I don't want the uncertainty of whatever hellscape you're doing with the 3x card.
I'm not doing a hellscape. I'm just saying going with your first thought is I'm going to cash them out just makes me have to change things because I don't like that. And it's alive, so I don't have to be reasonable. I was
going with the perks card to begin with.
Okay. I would also, to the surprise of nobody, I would also be going with the perks card.
You're taking the perks card. Davo, thank you for watching my video today. I made that on a whim.
So Matt, I did not actually get to watch your video yet. Can I get the TLDR?
Gas station cards, fucking avoid.
Yes. But it's Wawa, so do you get like 10x at Wawa? Oh, fuck that. I have a Hilton card that outdoes that.
Yeah, for our Germans in the audience here, and for our Americans here.
One is that I don't remember. Like, there's a country that likes to do that.
Probably France.
Probably.
Wasn't talked about a few weeks ago, but that there's going to be a card about the Platinum, but before it's been talked about. It's been talked about for years.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen there. Could they keep the platinum as is, increase it to $7.95, and then surprise everyone with a banging $9.95 graphite card? They could.
I don't think they would have it that close. I think if they're going, and the rumor was $8.95. I think if a graphite card comes in, it is between $2,000 and $3,000 a year. I don't think it's going to be just above the platinum. I think it's going to be halfway between the platinum and the Centurion.
Yeah. Clinton recently got the Aviator Red card 2 months ago. It's a really easy sub. You just pay the annual fee, make one purchase, 70K points, boom. And right now, I'm certain Barclays is giving those out like candy.
Maybe I'll apply just to see. I just want to be like, oh, I got 70,000 AA miles.
Yeah. I don't know if Barclays and Citi have a settled price for the back book. And I think if Citi is going to pay X number of dollars per card issued, then Barclays is just handing them out.
I think we all on the next podcast should apply for that card on the show together just to see how if we can go 4 for 4.
There you go. Can I get both? Alexander, I'm not sure both what.
He meant the 2 cards I was talking about. And no, they're like the AA cards. You must pick your own adventure.
Regress Hunter, I take the perks on the hypothetical if they lined up with what I already do. Yeah, that's fair. Joshua Ng reporting in. Thank you so much, sir. Rumors on Reddit saying that the Ritz card going to $6.95 after they talked to a rep about updating a Chase Marriott card to it. Gee, $6.95. That's a very particular number. I wonder what number I've been saying the Ritz card. Don't be surprised to see what the Ritz card go to. I don't know. Was it $6.95?
I don't know, Matt. Was it?
It was. This would not surprise me in the least. But $6.95 and it still gets gold. Go.
That would be very funny.
Go outside. I'm at a Marriott right now. I would go outside. I would leave. I did get an offer for like a $400 e-gift card and 50,000 points for the Boundless while I'm here.
I was at a Marriott over last weekend and I had some weird offer and I almost didn't even remotely think to take it, but it was there.
Yeah. Clinton, I don't hate Costco. I don't have any Costcos around me, and I have no problem if you're getting a big discount on Costco gas. No problem whatsoever. If Costco's your jam, Costco's your jam. Just don't get a Cass card. That's all.
Why? Okay. Why is there not a Costco in like above the city? Like there's not a Costco to Vermont.
There's one in Rockland County, but between downstate,
Rockland County and Vermont.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to the folks at Costco. They tried to put one in near where I live, but that got blocked. Barclays sub makes 0 cents to me for Barclays. Well, right now, Barclays subs on the American Airlines card and the Hawaiian card, they don't care about the money that they're losing on the sub because Barclays and Citi is going to just wipe away all the money that they've lost on those. I don't know if Barclays has a deal with Bank of America or moving all of those the Hawaiian cards over to Bank of America, but even if they lost all the Hawaiian cards, it's not their problem anymore. So they'll take the hit and they're going to make so much money from Citi. It's not even funny. What we really need is a Chipotle card. Chipotle is my life. Here's the problem. The portion sizes on your Chipotle card are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller over time.
I don't like their queso. I like Moe's queso so much better.
No, their quesos are terrible. Their queso is terrible. It's gritty. How dare you? Joshua, part of me, well, here's the first rule we're going to do. Nobody's going to share their screen while they apply.
There's also that.
Yeah. Question. If I had the Barclays Aviator Red in 2023, got to sign up, close in 2024. I heard I might get it again. Do you know if it's still happening, the sub that is? Sub, yes, definitely still happening. I think it might be 50. They jump it around. And again, Barclays does not care about this card anymore. Barclays does not care about their American Airlines cards. You want it, they'll give it to you, I think. I'm not going to completely vouch and put like hand on a Bible and say this is absolutely going to be the case, but my thought is that they're only going to hold this card for another 6 months. They don't care. They'll give it to you. If you want it, they'll give it to you.
I don't want this card, nor do I want to push my 5/24 date back. But there's part of me that's just like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah. 521 Taipei. How do you guys feel? How much do you feel you need to spend per year to have an annual fee card? I only put $7,000 on my CSP so far this year. As long as I can afford the card, like I don't really care what I put through the card. I put most of my food through my CSR. I put most of my travel through my CSR. That's going to change. I book hotels through the CSR. That's probably not going to change. Direct flights, if I'm booking a flight that isn't through JetBlue, I'm more than likely going to put it on the CSR. We'll see. But like, I don't have a number in mind that if it's like, oh, I didn't put 15,000 through my CSR, I may as well knock it down. No, because the CSR does other things for me. Although we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah, I don't have a number. Like I have the Delta cards outside of when I was doing subs and stuff for them. I don't necessarily spend a lot. It is my backup hotel card for cards I don't have co-brands with because MQDs, but if I don't spend, I don't spend.
Joshua saw that $400 gift card. Yeah, I'm not going to take that offer. In no way am I taking that offer. But interesting to see the offers that they throw at you in hotel versus not. Keith mentions where the Costco is in Rockland. Oh, it's part of the Palisades Mall.
Yes, but I am far away from that. Like my closest one is Vermont. And do I really want to drive? And not even like, Rutland or Montpelier or no. It's in like it's Canada. I have to basically go to Canada for this Costco if I want to go in person. Thankfully, they ship.
There you go. MX Platinum at 1.5 base is highly unlikely. Yeah, I mean, we like to dream. That's all.
I mean, also, I think we make fun of people who use their platinum for dinner, but also some people just want to spend this, like their first 75,000 goes on it for like lounge access for the fam. So like there's a lot of people who the first 15K of spend every year goes on their surpass, no matter what the category is. Like there are people who also do that with the platinum. So yes, am I going to pick on people who don't know better who pay with their platinum when they have a gold card? Yes. But there are, quote, legit reasons people might do that.
Yep. Sam, you don't know. I don't know. RJ doesn't know. No one here knows.
Even Spathco doesn't know.
No.
And he's in the land of US Bank.
Yeah, he would know best. Only use the Costco card as a 5% gas card, nothing else. Yeah, and that's fine.
Their travel, you can use it for Costco travel, and it's not terrible.
Yeah. Like, again, I wasn't ragging. Like, the Costco card, the wholesale clubs cards are separate from gas station cards to me. Like, wholesale club card, really great in the wholesale club. The Costco card does some other things besides the wholesale club, but like the BJ's card is the BJ's card you want is 5% at BJ's, 2% everywhere else. Mm-hmm. And you get your BJ's gas discount, and you get, I don't know if you get 5% gas at BJ's, doesn't matter. The Sam's card, probably changing, but it's like 3x inside of Sam's and like 2x on dining and 1x on everything else. No, get out of here with that. But gas station cards, where the only thing that they offer you is like a 5 or 10 cent discount per gallon and nothing else. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love the 10 cent discount. If you're loyal enough to that gas station through their loyalty program, you're going to get about 10 cents per gallon off anyway. Or,
hear me out, get an EV and never have to worry about gas again.
I still want the multiplier for the convenience store.
I don't think I have been inside a convenience store, including Stewart's, for their ice cream more than a dozen times in the last 3 years. I don't go to them anymore. I don't need to. I don't have gas to stop. It's great.
We've got Hermons joining as a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Not sure which side that's on,
Yours.
but oh, thank you so much, sir.
I have both chats, which is why you will see me often look over here, because I have Matt's chat on one side and my chat, or the Stack Your Points, on the other side that I'm logged into. So
perfect. Henry in Louisville, Sam's Club gives % back in Sam's Cash, though. Is Costco the same? I remember you can cash out everything on at one time of the year for you. Costco yearly reward certificate, which you can redeem for cash at Costco. Okay, there you go. We got Craig or KitKat37 joining us. Thank you so much, Craig. Hopefully your dad duties are a little less hectic than mine have been, which will retire shortly for me to get back to that. Kevin Hine or Heaney. Sorry, Kevin. I know you did a video on it this week, but what level of confidence do we have that the Freedom Flex is refreshed in a meaningful way?
I'm going to make a GIF of me just doing this.
I'm going to say meaningful. I'm going to say 60-40. Whether that's positive or not, I don't know. I think so. I have a speculation station coming out tomorrow about the Freedom cards, and kind of some ideas on it. I think the best we can hope for is the absolute best, which isn't going to happen, but the absolute best would be them refreshing the card and just photocopying the Max Preferred card from Elan, and by extension, the Cash Plus card from US Bank. Short of that, I do think we could see some changes where multipliers get better. Multipliers that you don't think of as permanent multipliers from Chase could be added to the card and given a pretty healthy spend cap. But I think any refreshes that they're going to do, you're going to see the higher multipliers get capped still. But I think they'll raise the cap in some meaningful way on some multipliers if they go that direction.
I think the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited are going to not be the same card except for one thing. Like, I think they're going to have actually two different options instead of one option with just 5x and one option at 1.5.
Yeah. I think the Freedom Unlimited is going to copy the double cash, but I do think there'll also be a cap on the 2% earning on that card.
Yeah.
How about the hope of a Saver X to duo with Venture X, but a Saver X duo, so a Capital One duo that's Venture X and Saver X. Semi-excited. I want to see what Saver X looks like. Like, is it just couponed out and it's just the exact same card as the same? So here's the thing with Capital One. When they come out with a higher tier version of a card, it's just the same card with not a lot of other things attached to it. Like the things we saw rumored were an Uber One subscription, which would be great, and a Apple TV, Apple Music subscription. So you're getting like $500 in value for $295 card, but I remember like groceries was still 3x, and entertainment and dining was 4x. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Cap One has bigger fish to fry than launching a new card right now. I think they're going to tinker, but I don't think they're going to be launching anytime soon.
Oh, lucky you!
One of my favorite names for children.
Yeah, Hair became a Tidbit collector. Thank you so much. Sam H. Costco needs to drop Citi and hold hands again with American Express. If Costco and Amex hold hand again, Amex will shake the credit card charge card industry.
I don't know. I think it will change things. I don't know if that specifically will shake it up.
Yeah. Meaningful for who? For Chase, yes. For us, who knows? Yeah, exactly. Just paid my Special Units Model 3 tax and registration. They charged her $126 for an electric vehicle fee since they get nothing in fuel taxes for the roads.
Yeah, New York does the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Also, spousal unit, 100 times better than Player 2.
Okay. I will try to...
That's another one of my hot takes.
There we go. Would you rather use a Freedom Flex or custom cash for your only card for life? I would rather just use a debit card.
Freedom Flex, because I can at least move those points to IHG. Actually, no, I'd have to cash them out.
Yep.
Well, no, because you didn't say I can't hold another card. You said I can't use another card. So I'm going to go with the Freedom Flex, and then I'm going to hold something that'll let me transfer the points out. So
Yeah.
there, Craig, you've got to be specific when you're tripping me up.
I'm not even going to play your game, Craig. I'm just going to get a debit card.
If you get the Amex debit card, you can earn half an MR point per dollar spent. So there you can earn MR points.
Woo! Headed to JFK next week, going to get the family into the Capital One Lounge before it drops. Should I try the Chase Lounge too or not bother? Chase Lounge in JFK is about 7,600 feet, square feet. You're going to want to make sure that you check your flight time. If your flight time is anywhere near the Etihad flight for the day, just stay at the Capital One Lounge.
Yeah.
If your flight is nowhere near the Etihad flight, shoot for both. Because it's Etihad's lounge first and foremost.
Yes.
Which is annoying, but I would rather have access to a lounge than no access at all. But how much swearing will there be in the members only videos? A metric ton.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know.
No. Here's the thing. I swear a lot, as Matt can attest to from our non-recorded conversations. And that's me toning it down a little bit. So just me is going to swear a lot. So we'll go from there.
Yeah. Joshua, I think Joe Barretto said in his live that according to the rapper banker he talked to, they took it offline temporarily, mainly because of the fact that it's a MasterCard on the network. Yeah. And if you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. I do believe, like, I won't dispute that it's because it's on the MasterCard network. I think bringing it to the Visa network would also, make sense to bring it with a fresh coat of paint and some brand new multipliers or some brand new rules to the card. Like, they can't say that a refresh is coming. They can't yet. But
a refresh
be coming. Make the flex like the city dividends. You can spend the 6K in one single purchase once a year for the entire 6K. That is probably the simplest and easiest, but I don't want them to do that. But yeah, like, worst comes to worst, absolute bare minimum. That's what you do. So thanks, Bill, for that. I think they get tax write-off for electric charging. Ooh, there you go. Just saying. Clinton was at the JFK Chase Lounge in March. Was nice, but extremely busy. Yeah, it's not their largest lounge. It's also the Etihad Lounge. So long as you're not there during Etihad time, you're good, because they're going to prioritize. So like at most Chase lounges, it's Sapphire Reserve holders, JP Morgan, and then like figuring out JP Morgan Reserve and Ritz-Carlton holders. And then priority pass folks, right? The Etihad lounges in DC and JFK, it's Etihad passengers first, then Sapphire Reserve card holders, and then the other two cards, and then priority pass. So long as you're not flying as long as you're not flying or there during an Etihad flight time, you're good.
You know what's great? I don't have to worry about when Etihad flies when I go to a Centurion or a Delta lounge. Don't have to care. And with Delta, I have a nice app that tells me how busy the lounge is before I get there, so I can go to the lounge that's not super busy. It's great.
That's nice. That's nice for you.
It's very nice. I appreciate that for me. Maybe one day you will live in the year 2021, Matt.
No. 2121 was a terrible year. I don't want to go back to it. Is the acronym SU already taken for anything, or can spousal unit have it?
I think it works. I think spousal. I know that double is in here. Double. I would ask you. I know I took your title away because we're doing membership titles at the moment. I will give you your title back eventually, I promise. But if you could go update that cheat sheet you made for spousal unit, that'd be great. Thanks.
Absolutely. Sorry, I saw a mention of my name somewhere, and I need to go check it out. I don't talk about Autograph Beyond all the time. I think it would be nice if they launched it, but anyway.
At some point, it does have to come out. Like, they can't just float the idea of it. They need to actually launch a credit card called Autograph Beyond.
Not when they only have 6 transfer partners.
I don't think that matters. I really don't. Like, I was very strong on the other side, and I don't think that matters anymore.
We'll see. Anyway, we're coming up on an hour and a half. We can.
I think that's good for this pre-holiday evening. Again, we want to thank all of you for joining us. We're up to 510, so we gained 4 subscribers just on this live, which is always interesting. Alexander, no word on built yet. Built be builtin.
Any word on built, that would require them having a competent corporate communications team, which they don't.
Yeah, so there is that. But no, I definitely think that this. Yeah, my thoughts have been lost on built. We'll see what built does. I think they're kind of laying low right now, so we'll see what
as they should.
But thank you guys for joining. Happy 4th. Regardless of your feelings of everything right now, eat some hot dogs. I think that's something we can all agree. Whether they're veggie dogs, whether they're pork free, whether they're beef, whether they're full of pork, I don't care what you like. Just have a hot dog tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you all for getting us to 500. We're on our way to 1,000. Help us with that. That'd be great. Share the pod with anyone you feel could benefit from what we talk about on the pod. The live's always a great hangout, so we'd love to have more people joining in on the live. We appreciate all you guys. Thanks so much for joining. Mike, again, thank you for 40 new members, as you do, which is crazy. And celebrate your loved ones. Good night. Yep. Use your credit card to buy those hot dogs. Absolutely. Don't use anything else. That'd be silly. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. We will talk to you soon. Check out the new episode if you're a member. You can check that out now. If you are not a member, check out the second half of the mailbag tomorrow. We'll be back next Wednesday with another full episode. We'll be back next Friday with another full episode, and we'll be back next Thursday with another live. So thank you so much, everyone.
We'll be back in 2 Mondays with a new project.
Yeah. Yep. So talk to y'all soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much.